When I was a teenager, I attended a small Christian high school. We had a number of extracurricular activities, and one of them was helping to run a Good News Club. Some of you may have heard about or read about the Good News Club. A few years ago in the atheist community, there was a big hubbub over Sophia investigates the Good News Club and the movement's attempt to subtly infiltrate schools. Our Good News Club was not like that, and we held our meetings at private homes, including the home of one of my high school teachers who I helped run it with. I and two of my classmates made sure that we studied the lessons and did the crafts and prepared the snacks so that the young children who came over could be shown the stories of the Bible in a way that would appeal to them. I can assure you that the repetition of "God will help you obey" when discussing King Saul and the divine command of the ethnic cleansing of the Amalekites was part of the multiple-week lesson involving Samuel, King Saul, and King David. At the time, I thoroughly believed that what my classmates and I were doing was right and good. Jesus said very clearly that we were to go into all the world and preach the gospel. That included teaching it to young children. Now, over 13 years later, I have come to question the morality of teaching children so young to follow a faith that I suspect they could not fully have understood or grasped. I don't mind telling you that I look back with quite a bit of regret at my role in pushing these beliefs on these young children before their critical thinking skills had fully developed, essentially indoctrinating them much in the same way that I had been indoctrinated as a child. The youngest of these children are probably now about the age that I was when I was teaching them, maybe a little bit older. I can only hope that they learn to think for themselves eventually. Some of the reflecting I have been doing lately on my time doing Good News Club lessons has made me think of a broader issue that I have with many religious institutions. Maybe some of you can help me sort this out. In his book The God Delusion, Richard Dawkins encourages us to bristle with discomfort whenever we hear the words Christian child or Muslim child, and I think that there might be a bit of wisdom to that. Why do we insist on instilling beliefs in religious creeds so early in the lives of children? Surely if a supreme being exists, and it is responsible for the direct, special creation of our mental capacity for critical thinking, it would respect delaying the teaching of religion to children until they could sort it out for themselves. I mean, that makes sense, right? Why pound religious instruction into children's heads when they are very early in the so-called 4 to 14 window that child evangelists are so concerned with? How about, as an alternative, we take a neutral stance on religion when it comes to children, and then when they reach the age of, say, 11 or 12, which in the United States is about the age when our public schools introduce them to world religions anyway, we then present multiple religions and faiths from human history to them. That way, they can sort it out for themselves, and should they choose a specific faith, it would not be something they inherited from a family or culture, but something they committed to themselves and something they own themselves. Or if they choose no religion, which they, of course, would be free to do as well, it would come from a place of knowledge, not ignorance of what others believe. I suspect I know why children are encouraged to believe the religions of their communities so early. It's entirely possible, even likely, that a skeptical 12-year-old who is simultaneously presented with the stories of the Nativity, Vishnu's incarnation as Krishna, and the story of Perseus being born from Zeus appearing as a kind of spray or shower of gold in a closed-off room, might be quicker to question and discard them than a 5-year-old would. Yet I still think that there might be some merit to this idea. Maybe you can all help me with this. Maybe help me sort it out. As always, answer the questions by questioning the answers. Take care, everyone.